Am I funny? Okay, hi sluts. Pussy, mind, body, spirit, soul. What is slut camp? Let's get into it. Blocked immediately. Welcome back. Hi sluts. Okay, we're back. Episode 18. Oh my fucking god. This is the last solo episode for a while, I will say. Very excited for today. We are getting into some fun fucking topics and very exciting. I can't wait. First time ever, we have some questions to answer from our little campers. I have opinions. You have questions. I have answers. Our slut affirmation for today. As you know, I've been on a cupcake kick. we have another lyric from Cupcake, and she says, "A queef a day keeps the doctor away." Actually, no, she didn't say that. I wrote that. I made that up. Coined, patented. A queef a day keeps the doctor away. Speaks for itself. I feel like girls always get really embarrassed when they queef, and honestly, I think a lot of guys think it's hot, so I think it's fine. Queef all you want, girl. Did you take your drink? Do it. Drink your drink. Cheers. Topics for today. Let's talk about anal. Okay, that's first. Hard hitting. Let's discuss my long-term relationship, what I learned, and how I ended up on Wellbutrin. Let's discuss the fuck and duck theory. I mentioned it in the last episode. And then let's answer some questions. We've got good ones. So let's get the fuck into it. Anal. The first time I ever did the back door. Okay. I'm in my sorority, college. I want to say sophomore year because it was right before COVID. So we have our like formal. I go with this boy in a frat that I had like never met before. I'd been set up with him. We like are dancing, like fucking making out on the dance floor, margaritas up the ass, like obsessed, whatever. Go back to school with him to his little frat house next door to my fucking house, basically. I was so fucking drunk. I don't remember which came first, the P or the V. I mean, the P or the V. The V or the ass. Hopefully it was the first way and not the other way, because that's disgusting, and that's how you get a fucking yeast infection, so fucking be careful. We start hooking up, and basically he's like, "Can I put it in your ass?" And I was like, all right, fuck it. Try anything once. Let's go. I think that, like, I felt basically something, and I was like, is that it? And he was like, what the fuck do you think? My dick is the size of a number 2 pencil as my finger. I was like, oh my God. I was like, wait, fuck. It's painful the first time you do it. It's painful every single time, but there's like a threshold that you get past. But basically the first time this happens, I'm literally like, this is crazy. I feel like I'm like reverse shitting. Any girl that's done anal before, like it's literally like it's going back up. Like so like alarming. You've never experienced this feeling before. It's like getting your nipple pierced. Like it's never, like it's the sensation that you've never had before. And you're like, whoa, like body not supposed to do this. So I basically had like reverse shitting, backdoor entry. Probably did not last very long. I was like, probably this fucking hurts, but I was drunk too. So I was like, let it go a little bit longer and a little bit deeper than it probably should have. I swear to God, the next day, I'm literally being presented to society in a white fucking dress with a flower crown and my parents are there. Like, good morning, Vietnam. Like, holy fucking shit. So, yeah, that was the first time I did anal. But I think that I am a fan of backdoor play. And here's why. Because it feels nice. It's fun. It's scary as fuck. And a lot of girls are like, immediately no. Like, ew, ow, no, never going anything there. That's where literally shit comes out and that's it. Like, no more. That's fine. But I think that you should try something. And if you don't like it, you never have to do it again. Whether it's like a guy eating your ass, a guy putting his finger in your ass, like a little butt plug action, you know, like the butt plug story. So, you know, I love a butt plug. You have to work towards it. It's not easy to do right away, but if you keep trying and trying, one day you'll pass the threshold. And it's like, yes, I think I talked about this before. It's like, there's that line where if you hop past the line, then it's like, okay, this is good. Like this, okay, whoa, I get it. Because for guys, their G-spot is in their like asshole basically. So gay guys must have like the time of their lives. I'm like, shit, jealous. For us, I think it's just another stimulation. If you don't like it, you don't have to do it again. But a lot of guys like it. It's the tightness, whatever. When you are going to do anal, like, girl, like, make sure no Taco Bell has entered your system for like 48 hours. Like, and you've never taken Miralax in the past 48 hours, like, it is not going to be good, okay? Like, murder on the dance floor. Don't do it. Okay. Try it with a smile. Okay. Jumping into a more serious topic, long-term relationship. I've touched briefly on it. I've talked about it at length, whatever. I've been in one. Your camp counselor has been in one. Oh my God, what? I learned a lot about myself, what I'm looking for, what I like, what I don't like, what aligns with me, what doesn't. I learned a lot of things, a lot of life lessons. Okay. It's good. It happened. A lot of the times people are like, oh, my sister and my friend was in a 5, 6 year, 8-year fucking relationship, broke up. I'm like, fuck. That just feels like an epic fucking waste of time. But like, it's not. It's good. You learn things. It just sucks that it went on that long. The reason that my relationship ended was simply because I was moving across the country from LA to New York. And I am like the number one firm fucking believer in that long distance does not work. Ever. I'm not down to try it. I've seen the fucking couch guy. I'm not doing it. I'm not surprising my boyfriend and walking in and seeing him like literally like on top of a girl on the couch. Like, no. The funniest thing about my relationship with my ex-boyfriend is that 1.5 years into our relationship, we got in a fight about abortion on Instagram DM. That went like on for like 3 hours. And I was like, I gotta break up with him. What the fuck? But it just turns out we were like not really communicating what was actually being said. You can't speak over Instagram DM. Regardless, that was just like an inkling of like how our politics didn't align. Like his family, obviously, like I'm very liberal. His family was super conservative, which like nothing wrong with it. It just doesn't really work for me with like a relationship. I hate to like, I don't want to slander him. He was great. His family was great. But like, it just didn't align. It didn't work. There were a lot of things that happened in the world that like we would talk about and we didn't want to get into it. Parenting styles, which was also weird. Like, we were brought up completely different. My parents like basically didn't pay attention to me, but I was the oldest child. So like invisible bar, I became very independent. He was like super dependent. So I like became his mother really quick. And we talked about that before. You do not want to be their fucking mother. So that led to the demise too. You realize when you like all of a sudden when I told him I'm moving and we're breaking up, it was like there was no fucking problem in the relationship whatsoever. It was like, oh my God, it's perfect. I'm so sad to leave. Fuck. We should keep it going. No, it hides every single problem because there's an expiration date basically. I learned in this relationship a few things. One, as I've said, do not have a non-jealous bone in my body. I'm a jealous person, very impulsive person, and very anxious. Attachment style is the name of my aim, basically, which not great things, but at least I'm aware. The first step is awareness, okay? My anxiety really fucking peaked in that relationship and made me kind of like realize a few more things. I started going to therapy like when I was dating my ex-boyfriend for unrelated things. Like it wasn't because of him. And I found that that's how I landed with my girl Wellbutrin. So if you're on Wellbutrin, shout out. We love her. And now we're doing great. And I feel less of all of those things except for jealous. I just need the attention on me. But I just think all of Gen Z is heavily medicated, and I love that for us. We're so fucked up. The fucking duck theory. Quick transition. The fucking duck theory is for the girls. Well, it's like when you go on a date with a guy and you're like, I'd like to fuck them but not see them again. That's the fucking duck. A lot of guys do it to every girl. That's what I was saying before. If you go on a date with a guy, a first date, you go home with him, you fuck him, probably not going to see him again. That's their fucking duck thing. They love to do that. You basically fuck and get out of there. I think that I'm ghosting more often than not nowadays. I just think I get bored easily, and that's just like not inspiring to me. Like the men aren't like inspiring me currently. So I'm trying to like get out of that. But it does feel like a good power struggle because men are always the ones to ghost, in my opinion. In our dating life these days, I feel like more often than not, we're having guys ghost us left and right, and we should be taking the handle back and trying a few of our own, because honestly, it just feels, obviously it's not right, it's not correct, but it's like, you got to do it back a couple times just to feel good about it. However, if the sex is good, that's a different direction. We know good dick is good dick. If he's not making you come, it's not worth it. I think if you're hooking up with a guy, and this might be a touchy subject, I get if like you're a girl who struggles to come, it's your struggle to orgasm, you have like I don't know, mental blockage, physical blockage, something is going on. I'm not saying that that's not a judgment. That's not anything at all. It's just like if a guy is not making you like feel good, like your best that you've ever felt, so close to an orgasm, then they're not worth it. Like it's not good dick. We've talked about it. Like never, I don't think you should ever like get into a relationship with someone who is like not at least trying to get you there. So if he's not making you come, girl, then you gotta walk out the door because it's not worth it. If you are not coming, don't date him and don't fuck him again. Deal? Can we at least agree on that? Okay, thank you. Many men use this fucking duck theory. It's like a very common thing. There are plenty of times that I've fucked a guy and not spoken to them again. It just happens. You kind of, honestly, sometimes when you fuck a guy, let's say it's the first date and you fuck them, you kind of just have a mutual like feeling of like, we're not speaking to each other again. We have a section for questions. These are questions that you sluts have asked, and I'm here to answer, to give my wisdom, to share my hot takes, my opinions, and let's get the fuck into it. So the first question is, what are the questions you should be asking on the first date? What is your blood type? Just kidding. Don't ask that. That's crazy. I like to ask men like a few goofy questions, like not right off the bat, but as conversation starts to go, I'll kind of just like interject with it because it's like a little bit of personality, a little bit of like mysteriousness or like kind of quirky, fun vibe. And also I have ADHD, so I like need to jump from one question to the next or conversation. I cannot. So like example of this, I ask my friends this too all the time. I think it's such a funny question. If you had to like wash your brain once a week, like what would you use, cold or hot water? I don't know. Whatever answer they say is like interesting, and why. If you're shopping in a mall or a store and you realize that you've stolen something, how expensive would that item need to be before you have to return it and pay for it? And then like the one that's like everyone loves this question, like it just gets the best answers. What was like your hometown or your like high school scandal? There's always one. And that just like leads into like high school like there's all these like little goofy weird questions you can ask and just throw in to just be like, oh, personality. If you notice that he's kind of asking you all the questions and giving you one word answers back, he's boring. If you're asking him all the questions, he's not asking you any, probably narcissist. And like I said before, never get too deep on the first date. Leave some things to the imagination. Maybe you give a weird fun fact about yourself in a natural way to loosen up the tension or like make the vibe a little better. Like one time I told a guy I was afraid of midgets, and he never stopped sending me midget content after that. It was one time in my life. I have drama from it. Like don't ask, don't tell. But better fun fact that won't cause you like, what the fuck? Okay, next question. Do you think that sleeping with a guy on the first date actually gives a good impression or sends the wrong message? We talked about this. It depends on the situation. I think like depending on how well the night went. Like I've had situations where, and this just happened with one of my friends, where she was like, I had the best night with this guy with the best chemistry, and we went from like one bar to the next, like conversation never had a lull. It was awesome. I was really into him. So much so that I decided to go home with him because I felt the vibes, and I felt like it wasn't that he was just trying to like take advantage of me or like just fuck me and that was it. Like he was interested. It's an illusion. It's all a mirage. They had sex and texted her like a couple times the next day and then never spoke to her again. And I had her send like my whole text that I told you guys in previous episodes to send, and I don't even think that worked. So it depends on the situation. You never really know. I would just say do what you feel in your heart. Okay. I don't think it gives a good impression or a bad impression. I think it just, I don't know. There's really no right answer. I personally sometimes like to tell men I never sleep with them on the first date, which is a fucking lie. But I will say, my long-term boyfriend, I did not sleep with him the first time that I like hung out with him alone, like in his room, like, and I said, I want to fuck you, but not tonight. And he ate that up. So I think you should at least wait one date, if you can. I don't know. Don't listen to me. Okay, next question. If you've been seeing a guy for a month, 2 months, 3 months, and you know he's still on Hinge, what does that mean? / what should you do? I think it relates back to our discussion on situationships before, and that like initial discussion on being exclusive. If it does bother you, like if it's something that like keeps you up at night where you're like, oh my God, he's just like on Hinge and he just like changed all his photos, because I've seen this before. It's happened to me like multiple times. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, I'm gonna change my photos, bitch. Like that's not the best. It's not great. So I would say if it bothers you, it's time to bring it up in a casual way, like in a way that I stated that whole like, what are we text that you could send. It's more so like, hey, throw back to the guy last time who I was on my friend's Hinge profile and we went on a few dates and we were still talking and he liked her on Hinge and I was like, did you not see me on her fucking profile? Like, what? Are you well? Like, so yeah, I think men are just like fucking stupid in that sense where they're like, I'm gonna update my profile and talk to like more boobies, like blah blah blah, whatever. Like they fucking love boobies. Like if they're still on Hinge after 2-3 months of you talking, 3 months especially, 3+ months, no. But also they don't know you anything, you don't know them anything. You should still be on the apps, they should still be on the apps until the big exclusive word has come up. So if the person you're hooking up with /seeing /dating is not the best in bed or doesn't have much experience, what should you do? Is it appropriate to give advice? Love this question. I always say a man with experience is the man for me. Like I don't want to help the next girl in any way, shape, or form. So like if I'm telling him like, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. I'm crying. If I'm telling him you need to do this way, whatever, everyone's different. So it's like you're giving him tips, but if he's just generally like bad in bed, like you kind of have to be like, okay, well, I'm not your fucking teacher. Go watch more porn, go get more experience and then come back. I don't know. I think it's fine to give them help, but again, if they're not making you come, it's not worth it to me. So if it's someone that you're like trying to pursue because you like their personality, you like their vibe, you like how they look, you like whatever, everything about them, it aligns with you, I think it's worth putting some effort in, only if you see it for the long haul. If not, no. Like, they need to figure it out. I don't know what to tell you. Okay. What's your advice on balancing dating / situationships with friends? I think I think you should always prioritize your girls. I think you want this man to think that you're super fucking desirable and unavailable. So if he asks you to do something last minute, maybe one time you're available, but the rest of the times like you're not. Like if your friends make a plan with you to go to dinner and then a man is like, wait, let's hang out tonight, you're going to dinner with your fucking friends. You're not going to hang out with him. I don't care if he's the president of I don't know, like another country. If he's the Prince of Greece, I don't care. You're going to hang out with your friends. He can wait. I don't care. Always prioritize your friends. Man's a man. A man is temporary. Your friends are permanent. So you want this man to think that you're unavailable and desirable. That's just the way it is. Tips on how to feel sexy and confident with a guy without alcohol or liquid courage. Really good question. For all my non-alcoholic freaks out there, I would say that the thing that's going to make you feel the sexiest and the most confident, what we said before, just a good ass beat and an outfit that makes you feel like Pamela Anderson in Barbed Wire. Like, no matter what, you look good and that's what matters. And maybe like a little lube and like deep throat spray, because alcohol helps with both of those things. Last question. When is it time to close the roster? It's doomsday. It's the saddest day on planet Earth. It's closing time. I think you'll know. And I think the time to close the roster is obviously when that man asks you to be exclusive or be his girlfriend and you agree. My real answer would be that I'm single until there's a fucking diamond on my fucking fourth finger, but that's not societally acceptable. So I would say that you are available and you have a roster until it gets brought up by the man and you agree that you'd like to pursue him only and not anyone else. And then you can close all loose ends. But otherwise, you're a single girl. I think that's all we have for today. I love your questions. I love discussing everything. This is a fucking good ass episode. I love it. We talked about fucking everything. Fucking duck. We talked about my relationship, anal. We went all over the fucking globe. That's what I'm going to leave it with. So love you all. Have a beautiful rest of your night and shake some ass. Of course, like a little dick if you're nasty. And repeating again, a queef a day keeps the doctor away. Love you guys. Bye. Anyways.